Welcome to Rodus Live. I'm your host, Rodus, and today I have a very special guest on a podcast. Please introduce yourself to the listeners of Rodus Live.
My name is Miss Loving, but I go by Ife. That's just loving the Nigerian way. So people just call me Liz, Elizabeth, but I go by Ife. That's my name.
That's what's popping. Is that Adidas you got on for the people
Yeah,
who
you
not
already
looking?
know. Yes.
Okay. All day I dream about spitting. So what you been up to since the last time I talked to you?
Well, like we said, it was about a few years, maybe 2022, 2023. What I've been up to, of course, is teaching. I'm a teacher. I teach special ed. I'm licensed to teach kindergarten to fifth, general ed or regular ed, but I'm endorsed in special ed, K to 12. So I'm teaching, and I've been teaching in Aurora School District 131 for the past 4 years. And I feel led that it's time for me to shift and explore different. And that's my day job. Apart from the day job, I also run a nonprofit where I teach boys and girls dance, math, reading as well as needed, and then we just have outreach programs that help the families of the youth that we serve. Outreach programs like maybe food pantries, Toys for Tots, that sort of thing. So I'm all about hands-on, working with the community, and I live in the community in which I teach and serve.
That's what's popping. So let me ask you this: How um have you ever thought about incorporating like home ec into your nonprofit, home
Home what?
economics?
Yes, yes, yes.
Be-
I don't know. I mean, I thought about it, but right now we're shifting from just the whole outreach and being in the community to more education. I find that
Okay.
educating not just the children but the parents as
Mm-hmm.
well, like the children and parents. Those are my go-tos. I feel like if we can educate them in any facet, that's career advancement. That's meaning like you want to go back to school and get your degree if it's a parent who don't have a degree. Educating people about things like IEPs. I give that type of education. Educating people about the educational system. A lot of our parents don't know. Of course, educating my babies about self-love and the things that are not tangible. So education is a huge thing for me. Education, love, and then wellness of the mind. So that's kind of like where we're shifting to.
Okay, that's what's up. The only reason that I mentioned home ec is because um so many things this generation is missing out on. Like they don't know how to iron their clothes, they don't know how to wash dishes. Um It's funny that it seemed like I'm going at chores, but just basic common sense things. Like I was talking to one of my colleagues, she said her daughter was at DePaul. She was at the mailbox and she didn't know how to open the mailbox and put the letter there. That's
That's,
crazy to me.
give me one moment. I can actually take notes here. I want to whatever I think that's a good. I'm always interested in good information or new information. What you're saying is very necessary. I'm a teacher and I teach middle schoolers, and a lot of them don't have basic life skills.
I know.
So what you're saying is an absolute. Let me just take a note. I'm still with you though. You can go ahead.
It's cool. It's just like um putting the waffles in the toaster. Simple stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I do.
Making a bowl of cereal.
Or brushing your. I taught my students how to brush their teeth at school. I brought my toothbrush because they weren't using it, and so I don't say brush your teeth and don't supply. I don't say wear deodorant and don't give. I don't say use some lotion and don't give. I have that at my desk, and I
R-
supply. You can use it. Go over there. Just don't steal nothing else off my desk. So far, so good. They don't have the leadership sometimes at home, and I make it a not so embarrassing experience. Just go as you need. But I had to show a few of my students how to brush your teeth.
right. Yeah. It, it's sad. Like everything start at home.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the regular kids, it's a lot of things that they don't understand. Like, for example, Like I mostly work with high school kids,
Okay.
and they don't understand, like sometimes I pull them to the side. I'm like, "Yo, you came to school to walk the halls all day. That's crazy. What are you getting out of this?" But
Yes.
but let me explain something to you. Everything is free for you now. When you turn 18, nothing will be no longer free. You cheating yourself out of all the tools that you need to survive in society. You can only be a scammer so long.
Oh my gosh.
You can only be a stoner while somebody giving you money to be a stoner. When
These
you get
babies need to hear this so bad.
when you get in the world, you done. How you gonna take care of yourself? Dang,
Yo.
nobody told me that. And then they'll come back to me like 3 days later, like, yo, I gotta go to class. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, you
Wow.
know?
Wow. You're preaching to the choir. Yes, like I have three boys. Three boys. I birthed three African American boys. I don't have no girls. And so my
You got lucky a little bit because them
nobody
girls are
told me
something
that. I don't
else.
know.
Them girls something else, Jack.
I know because I am. That's why I was like, woo. But my eldest son, he just turned 21. He wants to let us all know that I'm a man. I'm a man. Yeah, a man with a job, a man with ideas, but they're not fine tuned, and it's very hard. Like he listens, but how they apply is up to them. And so, like you said, you can only be a stoner. Everybody want to get stoned for so long,
Mhm.
and somebody else is gonna have to supply your needs beyond your check if you're a
Mm.
stoner.
Right.
So when you said that, I'm like, oh yes, oh my gosh, like, but this generation, and it's starting earlier than high school. I'm
Oh
seeing.
yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I don't want to say grade school because I taught grade school a couple years when I started to teach, but like I've been in middle school for the past 2 years, and it was so much that I had never knew these kids. No, I was like,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
had a true shock of when I began to teach middle school 2 years ago. They have sex at school. They smoke in the bathroom. They don't care if we smell it. They like they and they 12, 13.
It's this new word that they say, glaze. You so glaze. You glaze. I'm like, what is glaze?
Right? What
Like,
is it? I don't know.
what is that? So I guess it's like, you showing out, you putting me on
Oh,
blast, you trying to be
oh,
seen. But, as a child, and I've been a kid. That ain't my intent, but I don't know what you're talking about.
glaze.
Let,
They
let's let's
like,
let's get with this addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and reading.
what do you teach? What do you teach? Just
Um, I mostly teach math, but I teach a little of everything.
got it. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
I push into different classes throughout the day. So I don't have my one. That's the job I really wanted. I didn't want a self-contained sped class anymore. I was fighting. When I say
you
fight,
you didn't want a cluster.
yeah, that part. That part. So, but I teach math and ELA. So, but math is, baby, I had to use Chat GPT. I was like, how you do this? And the students be like, she don't know. Like, I'm like, no, I know Chat GPT saved me like 2 years. I'm like,
Okay.
how do you do this? Just show me the steps. I can teach it. But yeah, math is not my strong point. Writing is.
Okay. Yeah. So speaking of writing, how is your musical career?
Oh my gosh. I didn't even, when I spoke to you those few years ago, I had no idea. I just was like, I need to write. And it was nothing pressing me. It's just that I had this gift that had been sitting dormant for almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never motivated enough trying to manage everything around me. So I jumped out there, and I didn't know that it was going to be something that I absolutely love. Um, the beauty of words can uplift, and it can absolutely tear down. So I'm a big fan of just writing beautiful music, clean music. I'm putting love back into the music. I'm putting soul back into the music. I'm putting truth and education back into the music. But it's not boring. It got all that swag though. It got all that trap though. It got all that, my words are savvy because I'm a writer, but it's a message in it. And so that gave me this space to have a career to just share my music. I'm grateful. I'm happy that I did. I was just in the studio today. I built a studio in my house. I record.
Okay.
I I learned how to do a lot, or just how to get started. I learned from you. You like go to this one, like yeah, like for real. You said go because I had nowhere to start, and
Mm-hmm.
it was when I jumped out there to speak my poem the first time, and you saw what I did and how you told me whatever you saw. You was like, yo, you were the most seasoned, bro. I won second place after not talking for 20 years.
That was good. I was like, hey, she the one right here. She the one.
But I knew it, but I didn't know it. Well, when you confirmed, I was like, this brother got something genuine, and I just want to connect with him because it's a lot of people that say this, they get ulterior motives, and I don't have time for that. As a mother, as an
Mm-hmm.
educator, I really need to do this to help and heal, not for a check. So that's why I sit down and I do this to heal our babies through the music because it's the music that's getting them. And I like to say
Yeah.
the enemy's in the music, so I'm bringing love to it. It might sound lame, but I'm ashamed about nothing. That's just where I'm at.
Hey,
I want to save our babies through love, and they hook to the music. They hook to the
yeah.
phones.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Hey,
have to bring my music to social media, and that's what I'm about to do.
that's what's popping. Cause see, the beat is lifeless until you put your verses on it. That's what I think.
Yep.
And like a lot of this music, like I ain't trying to get religious, but Satan was the minister of music and he's using music to take the kids.
My goodness.
That's how I see it from my
For
lens
real.
right now. Yeah.
For real. For
Hmm.
real. I see it in my classroom. Like but the thing about it is my students found me on TikTok.
And
They
they got a whole nother respect for you, don't they?
they do. Like they do. And listen, they play my music in the classroom when I'm teaching. I'd be like, 5 times 9 years. They'd be like, then I hear my mouth. I'd be like, stop. I don't want to hear myself. I was like, I'm not that person. So it's a beautiful connection that I have with these students year after year. It's not just 1 year, year after year after as they graduate and go on to ninth grade. They like miss, they like you dope, you a good teacher. They like stop being shy because they know I'm shy too. Like I'm like, I don't want to put it on social media. I'm so authentic to them. So
Hmm.
they was like, well, if you they begin to make TikToks to my song. It's my time. It's my ticky time. Tick tock.
Yeah. Hey, good news travels fast. You know
Yeah.
that, right? Good news travels fast. Hey, everybody, if y'all don't know, Missy Faye got a smile that light up the world. Y'all gonna
Oh,
see it on these shorts.
that's what they voted me. My students voted me the brightest smile. My
See, I
students,
ain't lying.
they voted me the loudest laugh. You can hear me from 3 classrooms away. They
Okay.
voted me a fashionista. I look like I'm going on the runway instead of coming to class. And they voted me the one of the teachers that's most likely to go viral on TikTok. They made me go viral. They did.
That's what's poppin'.
I love my students so much.
I
Oh,
already know. And like a lot of teachers, they don't know what type of impact they have on you, on your journey in life. Like,
mhm.
I can remember two teachers in particular in my life. Miss Owens, Miss Owens Greens. I had her in third grade. She taught me my timetables and math, and she was fine. So I remember her. And then my sixth grade teacher, I was just doing a bare minimum in her class, but I used to do stuff as far as self learning and stuff like that. And I was listening to Operation Push, and she called in. So Monday, when I got to class, I asked her like, "Is your name Cynthia Edwards? I heard you on Operation Push. I think your perspective about what you." She looked at me like,
Wow. Wow.
"Okay, I got
Wow.
okay, I got one right here."
Yes. I
And
and
she,
I I mean, I've only been teaching for 5 years, and so I haven't had that. I mean, I have had some success stories. I've gotten a plethora of letters and like thank yous from my students, but to see a child grow to an adult and be like, it's because you like you know what I'm saying. I bring my kids who got swag. I'm not going to teach them timetables in front of nobody. We about to go in some place so they don't feel slow about it because they're not going to give me their best because everybody looking and ready to judge.
right, I
For real.
feel you.
That's how I teach. And they have such a high regards for that. And I would tell them, like, so from my experience with coming up in the Chicago public school system, I went to Avalon Park and then Kenwood. I went to I graduated from Kenwood Academy.
Okay, my
Rock
cuz
on.
my cousins too. I got two cousins that graduated from Kenwood.
Yes,
Shout out
whole other life.
Stacy. Shout out Donovan.
Really? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can remember in grade school though, it was a principal and this other teacher. Her name was Miss Joplin. She had swag. I mean, she just was a beautiful black lady and was beautiful. And she would talk to us like I talk to my students. Ain't nobody about to do that. That's how I talk to my students. And she sounded
Yep.
like mom. So I listened to
Mm-hmm.
her.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else I didn't listen to. I was a raunchy girl. When I say raunchy, they would have said special ed. But my writing or my reading scores in seventh grade was at an 11.7. And then my math was just average. So
Right.
so the math, nobody really helped me. I just was like goofing off because I didn't really know math real good. But what I
Mm-hmm.
would say is when I was starting to misbehave just for jokes, I was a class clown. It was Miss Joplin and this other Hispanic lady named Mrs. Georgiopoulos who
Mm-hmm.
just would not get tired of me. They just was patient. They didn't say mean things. The next day they would act like I didn't even do anything. Those were the two teachers who I would feel like let me respect. And I remember to this day. You know what I'm saying? So we do make an
Mm-hmm.
impact. So kudos to you for being a teacher.
Yeah, and like you can learn a lot from your peers. Like my neighbor, I ain't gonna say her government name,
Okay.
but I'm gonna say her nickname. Shub. Me and Chubb live right across the alley from each other, and sometimes we'll see each other emptying the garbage. And she told me, she was like, "You need to just cool out. You know, everybody know you smart, or you wouldn't be in a room. So why you acting out? Just stop." I stopped. You feel me?
Yes, yes. Yes, but it really takes and as we talk about education, because that's one of our pillars are in my own personal pillar, love, education, elevation to your destiny. So um
Okay.
education, of course I'm gonna love on my babies, but the education aspect of it, I'm sure that and it's a nationwide thing. Our African children are targeted for whatever reason. I don't want to get into it, but it's not a lie. I see it. I've seen it. It happened to my own son who is 21 now, and it's
Mm-hmm.
happening at this same school that I'm working at that my eldest son went to. I'm seeing it. And he used to try to tell me when he was in middle school what he was enduring, but I'm seeing it as a teacher, not a mom. That's what God allowed me to do. So I say, well, I have a nonprofit. I can teach anything academics too. I'm a licensed teacher. So my mission is to open up my own school. It's going to be called IFE School of Arts, where we'll teach them the regular Illinois standards curriculum, but we're also going to teach them African history. The true African history is missing,
Okay.
and it's not happening. I'm yet to see it. As a child, I kind of learned a little bit about it, but my own children being raised and being in the school system, I'm not seeing it. They have no representation of them. So as a teacher, I make sure they have it best I can. But it's nothing like having your own space to teach curriculum that's going to support them in more ways than just the Constitution or the United States of America. Nah, it's deeper than that with us.
You know what? It's funny, like when you get to college, one thing that you see on the curriculum, African American studies.
Mm-hmm.
Where has this been, before I've been weeded out to even get the opportunity to even consider going to college?
Yep.
What's up with this kings and queens stuff now after I'm grown?
Yep.
Okay, let me put you in this net so we could catch y'all up in the juvenile delinquent system,
That part.
the jail system,
Mm-hmm.
label you, put you on Ritalin and all
That
these
part.
meds first, and then if you survive to this point, good luck. That's how I feel.
My goodness, it is definitely a pipeline, school to prison pipeline, and when because I deal with high behaviors, that's like what I deal
Oh
with.
man, I
So
already know.
you know then. So and I'm dealing with my last student. His last name was Steele. He a beast on the court, right? Beast
Hmm.
in the field, football, whatever. But in the classroom, he's smart. He finished that stuff. Then he just gonna start picking with people. He's a bully. So he has a
Yeah.
zip. He's a bully. Big and
Hmm.
when I say big, he's 6'4", 6'3" or 6'4", and he's an eighth grader. So he's towering over everybody and bullying everybody. And I'm like short but underneath him. I told him, I said, don't do that stuff to me. The first day they gave him to me, he thought I was just somebody else. So it took me a while to break him. It wasn't until January when he gave me a really respectful answer to a question that I asked him.
Hmm.
Fast forward to May when he about to graduate, he gave me a gift and a hug, and he stopped when I asked him to stop. By the time he just will stop, and they like, Miss Lovett, what are you doing with him? He only listens to you. No, he listens to other people. You just got to be loving,
Hmm.
for real.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah. That's where it's, that's the basics. That's the foundation. You not fin- If these boys and girls feel frustrated, angry, and don't feel loved or got into it with their parents, I got food already for them to snack on. I'm a foodie at my desk, and I got some
Hmm.
love to give to them.
Right.
Um, yeah, I do. That's my mission in this school system until I get my
That's what's popping.
own. Yeah,
You gotta keep them busy. You gotta keep them busy because they wired differently.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot different. I'm teaching middle school, and I got two middle schoolers at home.
Okay.
So my life was just been middle schooler. Yeah.
So you said you got a 21-year-old, right? So you've been
Mm-hmm.
teaching for 21 years. Don't be trying to play that.
You already know.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've been teaching 21 years.
That's why whenever I got hired, they was like, "How do you know how to work?" But see, I've been teaching dance and teaching in my nonprofit as well for 20 years. That's what I was doing
Hmm.
before I got my license to teach. And my principal would ask me when I first got my first teaching job, and
Hmm.
I had boys and girls. It was about 9 boys and girls. They had autism, ODD, that's oppositional defiant disorder. Is what they label.
Ooh.
They call it. And then another child had ADHD and a mixture of this and that. Had his medicine, didn't have his medicine. All of these type of behaviors. So much so that I had to stay in the gym to move swift to not get injured. I'm serious.
Oh,
I'm
I understand.
so my principal. I realized what I was up against when I started. I didn't know what I was up against when I applied. So I said, I'm gonna have to organize this classroom, and we're not doing no academics until they understand when I speak, they move. And when I say stop, you stop. Because in other words, it's gonna be chaos. I'm not with that. And they all had the ability mentally to do that.
Yeah,
So
they do.
that was a lucky thing for me because some students don't have the mental capacity to stop when you ask them to. So
Uh,
within 2, 3 weeks, I had my classroom under control.
I found that the nonverbal kids are very smart.
They are.
They look at you like, what the fuck? Like, why we doing this shit? Okay, I heard you. Be cool.
I had a nonverbal student. She's such a doll. She was the only girl in my class, all boys. She was the only
Mm-hmm.
girl. So
Mm-hmm.
she would be so stubborn because she had it in her, but she would not bring it out. And she would never speak though. And like when I was getting to her or like getting on her, I'd be like, you know what you're doing, you need to do. She'll be like, be quiet. She'll hit me and be like, be quiet. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Can you do it now? I'm sorry. When I say I'm sorry, can you do it for me? She gives it to me. They know what's going on.
Yeah, don't put me on blast.
Yeah, baby black. Oh my goodness. They are all genius, little genius to me.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful genius to me, but a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and I feel like you gotta be chosen to do it.
For real.
Depending on what type of school you work for, um, the AP and the principal, they can make your life good or bad.
Yeah.
Good if you know they really got the passion and they understand. Bad if they just there, with their Gucci and their Louis Vuitton, uh, single because
Sorry to say that, but
nothing that they buy will want somebody want them, desire them, you know,
mm-hmm.
because I'm I'm Doctor Such and Such.
Woo wee.
That none of that don't mean nothing
No,
when it come to your personal life.
nothing. Nothing.
You know,
Nothing. And speaking of that, and I think we understand like truly what's being spoken about right now. I have to push in and co-teach with as a sped teacher. I push into gen ed classes, right? So I'm the only black teacher. I'm just gonna be honest at my school. So well not at my school.
Aurora.
Yeah, so you know, the bullying within the district, the racism within the district made news a year ago. And I
Mm-hmm.
watched how the district handled it. I'm not political at all. I don't have time for the jargon. I don't have time for the silliness. Y'all silly. And we all
Right.
know it. Y'all just gonna keep on talking. I have a mission. But I didn't want to be ignorant to what was around me. So I went to the meeting just to see how this district was going to handle a Hispanic lady laughing and talking about black kids don't even need this and black kids don't even need that. She got recorded basically making racist statements because she said black kids have an advantage. They don't need to be enrolled in no dual language program. Why do they want to have this too? Like ignorance. Maya Reyes is her name.
We
And
we need dual language classes so you can't talk in Spanish when you think we don't understand what you're talking about.
that part, that part, that part.
It's a
Black kids.
level of professionalism that you are required to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But but do you know after that went it hit the news, black parents start pulling their kids out of the dual language. Because I
I
told you I
bet.
dual language too. I habla español poquito, hola mi amigo, all of that. I know basic Spanish to speak to my SPED students because I need to know that we know each other. And if we can't, or we understand each other. And if we can't, we just type in back and forth. Translate, Google Translate, anything. It works.
Mm-hmm.
But but
Especially when you writing them notes.
mm-hmm. Yup. Yes. But the young lady who just she got caught because they do it all the time. They snicker about the black kids all the time, and
Yeah.
they say, "Oh, not me. Yes, you. That's why I don't eat with you. I don't go to the teachers' lounge. I don't even get mad when you're speaking about them and think that I'm badly about them and think that I don't know. It's my
Mm-hmm.
responsibility to educate the African child. It's not your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to do it. It's evident that you're not going to do it. You're here for a check. Most are there for a check. You do have some that really are invested. And still, they're going to sit and talk in this district, my experience in this district.
Right.
So that's why I think it's time for me to move on. Not that I'm bitter. I just understand that one, the pay is too little. Two, is other needs for that African child who's getting pushed aside someplace else. So
Exactly. And I'm going to use my nonprofit to make a profit karma wise, karmatically in the world.
yes, yes. And I can tell, like, apart from the students, it's only my experience. staff members have been, it's a history of this, who are Black would get bullied and, hazed, so to speak. And they pulled that. And I got to curse because I don't like, they pulled that shit with me the first year. Do you hear when they pulled that with me?
I already
Day
know.
after day, click after click. You know what I do? I see you, but I don't see you because I'm on a mission. When you bring it
Mm-hmm.
to my face, let's go in the room alone. You gonna fold, nigga, or white person, or Hispanic person, whoever it is. Let me and you stand in the room together. You're gonna fold because my reason is for real and you're for fucking fake, and we both know it.
Exactly.
We both know it. So I don't do presentations for the crowd. Let me and you talk. And when
Ex-
that happened, that lady folded, and now she was respectful for the next 2 years.
exactly. And that's another thing about the kids. Sometimes people they are resentful at the way that the kids respond to you. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing that a lot of people don't understand is you can't fake it with these kids. They know if you care or not.
They do.
Hmm.
Let me tell you what I did last year and this year. Well, I'll just tell you this year. This year, there was no Black History program, no advertisement, nothing at all. And the principal is Black where I work, and nothing on the radar, and it was nobody talking about it. And I was like, I just asked. I said, "It's February 4th. Are you gonna do anything for Black History?" She's like, "Loving, I was thinking about doing something. What do you have in mind?" Wrote it up, had the dance and everything ready the next day. Announcements for the full month of February. I had it all the next day. Chat GPT and everything I've been writing anyway before Chat GPT came into play.
Right.
It was handled right. I danced with my students on stage. This is y'all African history. So I put some African beats together and I danced with my students. Otherwise, nothing was going to be happening. And they were so happy. And it wasn't all Black students, it was Hispanic. Even a white girl was up there dancing to our African music
Hmm.
because we matter. And
Exactly.
yeah,
It's a
matter.
vibe. It's a vibe.
Mm-hmm. But that's just been my experience. I, I don't go home and lose sleep about it. I mean, look at our president, and this is where I really go. I refuse to listen to the jargon of this world. I just can't. Like literally, I don't watch the news. I know a lot of people say that, but I don't watch the news and have not since 2006. Have not been
Okay.
glued to my phone since 2006 when they were shifting everything smart. I promise you, and I've been connected, but just not consumed.
Exactly. I think the smart stuff is making our children dumb.
Yes, yes,
They don't know how to use their real computer up there.
no, none of my students. That's just universal. Like these babies be on their phone, chat GPT assignments. And I'm like, you just was writing like crap 5 minutes in front of me. Now you want me to believe that you writing
You
like a
can't
scholar
you
on this
can't you
assignment,
can't you can't spell dog.
but now you sit up here spelling dolphin, the P and the H in there, not the F.
You know what I'm saying? You can't spell dog. You can't spell dog.
I'm laughing, but the like everybody's low because of COVID. Everybody's low, if you will. So, but there's a pandemic, if you will, amongst a lot of because Aurora's population is 80 to 90% Hispanic. So they don't know how to read.
I know. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think that'll be a proper question to ask you. Crack babies or COVID kids? Crack babies are producing the COVID kids. I think these COVID kids is worse than the crack babies. I'm sorry.
Shit.
They don't think nothing through. They don't care about nothing. And the worst part about it is they have a sense of entitlement. I'm so fearful of what the future will be like.
Absolutely. That's why we must do what we're doing right now, talking about it, bringing awareness to it, And I also challenge anybody to write it down and leave it in a book. We can publish free through, Kindle publishing with Amazon. And I
Yeah.
really write it down and leave it for them. Somebody just may pick up a damn book and start teaching it when we gone,
So,
because I don't know.
you know what I think? So with all the advancements in technology and everything, and it's just me being a creative and thinking outside of the box. I think somebody from the future came back and brought a Bible. Like, look, y'all read this shit because y'all fucked up. Y'all gonna fuck yourself up. Take what's good out this motherfucker and throw
For real,
away the bad, but y'all fucked up.
for real, for real, for real. And like, my kids think I'm just this perfect. When I say kids, I'm speaking of my own, my students, not my boys. But
Okay.
my students, they think that I'm just this because they hear the lyrics. They listen to my song. They say I was singing your song in the shower when I was getting ready to go to graduation.
That's
Like,
good.
they put something inside of me that I didn't even know exists. I stopped being afraid because of my students. I stopped being like I don't know, but that's why
Free.
I appreciate them. I
Free.
appreciate them. I do. I do. But anyways, I forgot what I was saying because I just felt so overwhelmed with the joy of my students, and I miss them. Do you ever miss your students? Is that normal?
You know what I do? It's one cluster class that I work with. They actually normal. You know, they they like during gym when they play with the regular kids and all the sports and activities and shit. They beat them all the time because they good at working together.
Wow.
They
Okay.
they watch each other back and they say, hey, you need to stop that. You messing up, boy.
Wow.
Or come on now, like that. So they police each other and they good team players. Yeah, yeah. Of course, I be missing the kids. I do.
I thought that was creepy. I'm like, cause like, well, my first year I cried because my students was like two. I'm sorry, second grade, and I'm like, I'm just gonna, really, well, I'm not gonna see them anymore. I was like, such like crying, but I feel that same soreness like when I was leaving. And then I'm an eighth grade teacher, so they're graduating. So I'm like, I'm not gonna see them anymore. I got 1 year with them, and then they gone. So I was
Hmm.
feeling some type of way about it. But I mean, I guess I don't, it ain't like I'm depressed and like word. I'm just like I miss them, but they
It's
be hitting me up on TikTok.
it's normal. That's good. So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, go right ahead.
If you could leave anything for the listeners around us live, what would it be?
It would be to understand the world around you, but search within for the light that we all have. That light has to be relit. If it's not lit right now, it has to be relit through love, education, and a sound mind. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to relight the light inside of you for you to be happy in your destiny here on earth. You're not waiting till you die. You need to be living and being in light in your destiny right now as we live and speak. How do you do that? You go within and say F the world. For real. Be present, but know that whatever you want, it's going to come from an inside of you.
I feel that because
That's it.
God live inside us. That's
That
how I
part.
feel.
That part. Yeah.
Where can people find you?
They can find me on TikTok. I'm at Miss Msseefay. That's Missy Faye. That's on all my platforms. Uh, Facebook is the same thing. TikTok, Instagram, Miss Msseefay. Missy Faye.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got any projects coming out that people could look out for?
Yes. My next album. Well, it's not even my next. I put out a lot of singles or a few singles. But and you can also find me on YouTube. I'm sorry, but I created an EP.
Okay, I need
Sorry,
that.
and I'll release it on in 2027. It's a mixture of reggae, rap, and R&B, and it's a chronological journey of my life. And it's not just my life because we're all living sometimes very much of the same type of things. So I'm going first, letting it out the bag. I'm breaking my silence. And there's some stuff in there that people may hold their mouth about, because when I speak, it's the truth, and I'm coming with God and fire. I'm not talking. I'm not playing. I'm doing this. So it's meant to heal. It's meant for me to expose to heal you, because I've healed enough to make it. And it's called Release. It's 12 songs, and I'm getting off, y'all. I'm really. I mean, I sing. I sing my own hooks. I'm a poet though, so that rap hitting different than them singing and reggae. Though, like when I'm speaking it, I'm that's me. I'm a poet first.
That's what's poppin'.
Yep.
So this has been another episode of Riders Live. Peace.